Morning. It's an early start today. Alarm sets for 6:30 in the morning. Up, cornflakes, cup of tea, get ready, get the Scott Addicts out of the door. What time are we on? It is almost 8:30. I set off about 7:25. I'm 10 miles in. I'm about to head up towards High Lane, Disley, Whaley Bridge, where I'll be tackling Long Hill going to Buxton. And it's a chilly start, so I've got long sleeves on. It's going to be about 13 degrees by lunchtime, but I'll be heading home by then. And if I start feeling too warm, I'll just unzip the jacket a little. But I'll see you when we're going up Long Hill. So we're at the top of High Lane. We're about now to start the probably about a 1 mile descent into Disley. So I'm going to take off the assist. I shouldn't really have done this, but a couple of weeks ago on a different route where I was tackling the Cat and Fiddle on the way home, I challenged myself to get from where I live all the way to Buxton just on the range extender battery alone. So up until Long Hill, I had used, I would say, 70% eco, 30% no assist. But then on that particular day, I was going into strong headwinds up Long Hill. I think I hit it with around 65% charge. I got to Buxton with 15% charge left. And then after I'd gone for a coffee, cycling through the beautiful park, is it called Pavilion Gardens? Just as I was about to go towards Pools Cavern, the range extender ran out. Bike then switched to the internal battery, which on the Scott Addict is the IX2 236 watt-hour battery, so the smaller battery, but then you get a much lighter weight bike. I then went up the Cat and Fiddle climb, which is steeper than Long Hill but shorter, probably around 2 miles compared to 5 miles of climbing, to Macclesfield. And then at Macclesfield I thought, why not, stuck it in sport and thought I'd cycle the last 15-16 miles home in sport mode. Well, I was well fueled, my body was warmed up by that point after all the climbing, so I ended up averaging about 18 to 20 miles an hour. So I actually ended up getting home with 60% charge left of the internal battery. So today, don't know why I do this to myself, it's a completely different route. It's got an extra 10 miles in the Peak District. It's got an extra 1,100 feet of climbing. But as I was tootling along, I'm sort of remembering how much charge I had in the range extender at certain points. So, naturally the thought popped in my head, could I get to Buxton with more or less than the 15% in the range extender battery than what was there last time? These are the little games I play in my head to try and keep myself focused. Knowing me, I'll probably use no assist or eco that much until I get to Long Hill. That I'll probably still have a bit of charge left after 25 miles of Peak District climbing, just on the range extender. And then I'll probably switch over, well, I've no choice, it would naturally switch over to the internal battery. And after struggling at the beginning of the ride, knowing me, I'll probably get on with 30–40% of the internal battery left. That's just typical of me. Because there's so many variables to how much range you're going to get in any given day. Wind direction, external temperature, your effort, what modes of assist you choose at what point. I'm at 68% now. I'm about 3 miles from the start of Long Hill. I think I tackled Long Hill with 65. So I've got 3% above that, but any minute now, I hit a plateau where once I get up to 15–16 miles, I should be able to do the 3 miles way above the cutoff, but just to make sure I would turn the assistance off. Here we go, assistance. We're in neutral. It's all down to me now. It took long at 17.5 with a very slight headwind. And that very slight headwind's going to be in my favour. Maybe not directly behind me. Maybe a side tailwind going up Long Hill. Last 2 weeks ago when I went up Long Hill, not only was it a headwind, probably 15 miles an hour average headwind, at certain points I got gusts up to 25 miles an hour in my face. And there's a section of Long Hill where it's momentarily downhill. I couldn't even get up to 13 miles an hour downhill. That's how strong the headwind was. How close do you want to be? Absolutely sick of it. Clueless people. There's no other explanation. That's how you overtake, and your vehicle's twice as big as theirs. Unfortunately, we've had a couple of minor close passes, too close for my comfort anyway. We're zooming along here, 21 miles an hour. Come on, Leon, you've got to pace yourself. You're only 11 miles into a 61-mile ride. One thing I have got is snacks. I felt the weight in my bag as I was leaving. Been really healthy eating and targeting my diet since January, but that does not apply on Peak District days. Get some flapjacks, Snicker or whatever, energy gels. I feel like I've barely put any leg effort in this morning yet. I've had a couple of grinds. Let me see. I've averaged 201 watts according to the power meter. I went out 3 nights ago just as a little warm-up to this, because family plans meant that this ride was planned for Wednesday, but it had to be put on the back burner for today, which is Friday. So I went on an early evening 22-mile ride. Average 244 watts. Average speed 17.15 miles an hour. I was super happy with that. Garmin raised my maximum heart rate to 195, which for a 47-year-old apparently is really good. It's also raised my FTP and lactate threshold. So my fitness is going in the right direction, which is strange because of the wet winter we had and all the rain. This is the least amount of miles by mid-March I've ever done. But strangely, my fitness is surprisingly coping. To be honest with you, I think it's just a new bike. I think the geometry, everything, it just seems to fit me like a glove. I feel like there's no wasted energy through the pedals either. Right, I'm still zooming along at 17 miles an hour. Average watts 269. I'll see you at Long Hill. Just coming into Whaley Bridge. It's been bloody lovely all week. Comes to my big ride of the week. Grey skies. But at least there's no rain forecasted. And it's quite calm. So, out of everything, Thank you.
You're not out cycling in this weather.
Pardon?
You're not out cycling in this weather.
I know.
It's a lovely drive, isn't it?
Thank you.
Careful on Long Hill, it's very foggy.
Is it?
Yeah, really foggy.
That's where I'm going as well.
Have you got a light?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're all right then.
Thank you.
What's the width of your tyres? 25?
30.
30?
Yeah. I think because they don't, oh, it's the wrong guy, he's just asking me how wide my tyres are. He said, are they 25? They're surprisingly 30.
I think, yeah.
But I think because they don't have tread.
How come you haven't got clips and
New bike.
Oh, is it? You
Yeah.
get used to it.
Just haven't got my pedals off my other bike moved over.
Gosh.
I normally use, not SPDSLs, but the, you know, the recessed mountain bike ones. Yeah, so I can walk around while I'm at cafes and stuff. So yeah, I don't want to move my other pedals over, so it's just a case of buying another set.
Let me put my front wheel next to yours.
Yeah.
Because that, so that's a 25, there's barely any difference, is that? Not a lot of difference in that.
What?
Pretty certain the 30s on these.
Yeah,
Should say it on the tyre somewhere, shouldn't it?
It's hard to see on these shorty ones. It blows up big, doesn't it?
Yeah, the 30. All depends on the diameter of the internal. That's got to be a bit of wordplay, that, hasn't it?
What's that?
A diva. For hairdressers.
Yeah.
It's got to be wordplay, hasn't it?
It is.
All week it's been lovely.
It's nice, isn't it?
And my partner said, oh, we've got plans all week, but why don't you go out Friday?
There you go. Get rid of your partner and go out 7 days a week.
I only work 2 days a week as well, so I could have 5 days up in the Peak District. Yeah. Right, fellas, have a good day. Morning.
Nice bike, that, isn't it?
Thank you.
You're not out cycling in this weather.
Pardon?
You're not out cycling in this weather.
I know.
It's a lovely drive, isn't it?
Thank you.
Careful on Long Hill, it's very foggy.
Is it?
Yeah, really foggy.
That's where I'm going as well.
Have you got a light?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're all right then.
Thank you.
What's the width of your tyres? 25?
30.
30?
Yeah. I think because they don't, oh, it's the wrong guy. He's just asking me how wide my tyres are. He said, are they 25? They're surprisingly 30.
Are they? Yeah.
But I think because they don't have tread.
How come you haven't got clips and
New bike.
Oh, is it? You
Yeah.
get used to it.
Just haven't got my pedals off my other bike moved over.
Gosh.
I normally use not SPDSLs, but the, you know, the recessed mountain bike ones. Yeah, so I can walk around while I'm at cafes and stuff. So yeah, I don't want to move my other pedals over, so it's just a case of buying another set.
Let me put my front wheel next to yours.
Yeah.
Because that, so that's a 25. There's barely any difference, is there?
Right.
Not a lot of difference in that.
What?
Pretty certain the 30s on these.
Yeah,
Should say it on the tyre somewhere, shouldn't it?
It's hard to see on these shorty ones. It blows up here, doesn't it?
Yeah, the 30. All depends on the diameter of the internal. That's got to be a bit of wordplay, that, hasn't it?
What's that?
A diva. For hairdressers.
Yeah.
It's got to be wordplay, hasn't it?
It is.
All week it's been lovely.
It's nice, isn't it?
And my partner said, oh, we've got plans all week, but why don't you go out Friday?
There you go. Get rid of your partner and go out 7 days a week.
I only work 2 days a week as well, so I could have 5 days up in the Peak District. Yeah. Right, fellas, have a good day. So we're going up Long Hill now. Main jet sender's at 61% charge. There were some temporary lights at the start of Long Hill. I looked down, I was absolutely shocked. Range extender was at 65% charge. The exact level of charge that I had 2 weeks ago at the same point. And I got into Buxton with 15% charge left. I would say the weather that morning was a bit warmer than today. I don't know if that's gonna have any effect. I'm going to pull over because it's now been over 2 hours since I had my brekkie, so I'm just going to get half a flapjack. My word, I might have detuned level 2 at 15% off whatever level 2's set to give you normally, but excuse me, with me putting out 300 watts up this 4-5%, we're doing 14.5 miles an hour, 15 miles an hour. I'm still putting out 300 watts, but I'd rather be doing 15 than 7 or 8. I'm hoping here now to possibly beat my record time at Long Hill, but we'll see. I think the Zoom eride I did a couple of nights, 3 nights ago, and yesterday going to Moke Up and me carrying my 3-year-old boy up. I wouldn't say the thighs are 100%, but I've also not had a coffee today, so, and today's my lucky day. Do you know when you have the rewards in the app, excuse me, buy so many coffees and you get a 9th or 10th one free? Well, that's today. So you know what I'm ordering? Large cappuccino. What's my cadence here? Change of gear. I'm hoping if I apply constant, not just constant pressure, but a constant, say 300 watts, to assist the motor, to assist your motor to assist me. Do you get it? Then the battery drain might be a bit less. Assist the motor to assist me. I like that. But it is man and machine working in synergy. I was warned when I stopped to have an energy gel outside the fantastic bike shop in Whaley Bridge. The owner came out and he knows me. He came out and said, "Leon, be careful if you're going up Long Hill, it's foggy at the top." He was asking me about my new bike. It really is a long hill, this. Whoever stood at the bottom and thought, what should we call this road? Which road? His mate says. That one. That long hill up to Buxton. Don't know, mate. What should we call that long hill up to Buxton? The rest is history. $365 watts, 30 miles an hour, 6%. You're gonna have to excuse my coughing. I had a mini Snickers, and for some reason, my throat irritated. There we go. I can afford to drink plenty of my electrolytes because before heading to Longmore, I'll be going to St Anne's Well and refilling my bottle. Right, so this is the small downhill section on Long Hill, where last time I came down 2 weeks ago, it was that windy, I couldn't get up to 13 miles an hour downhill. So I'm at 17 here. Now I can see what the shop owner was warning me about, the fog. But I've got daytime lights front and back. I like it, this fog. Just adds to the beautiful wildness. Wow, I love it. I'm in the clouds. I'll be on cloud 9 when I go to work tomorrow on my 12-hour NHS shift. Where did you go yesterday? Oh, I just did supermarket shopping. Leon, where did you go? Well, I just went up in the Peak District. Set off at 7 in the morning. I've been breakfast in Buxton. I wouldn't have it any other way. Unless my family were on a bike and we're all together. That would be the dream. Right. Oh shit. Shit, one button. Big ring. Getting my bikes mixed up then. I think I was trying to trim. Look, 5 off the top. I've knocked it down to eco. I'm at 25%. I just want it to be roughly 15% like it was last time. I had a cyclist on, I pulled over to speak to my partner. I had a cyclist go past me on a T-bar bike whacker. Mine's gone blank. Where you've got your arms out in front of you. Time trial bike. poor little fella, God bless you. Oh, I hate it. Hate roadkill. Can spoil my day sometimes on the bike. Especially if it's like a baby fox. The image can stick in my mind for hours. It's a drag, this, and I have knocked it down to eco, so it's me putting out 400 watts. Whew. Come on, battery, hold out. We're nearly there. Oh, we're at the top. Because of the fog, I thought I had another section to go. Woo-hoo! Sorry, people. Yes! Yes! Woo! I'm not sure if that was my best ever time, but shit. Right, I've got a light on the back of my helmet, it's going on. Let me just, yeah, my rear light's on. I can check on the status of my Garmin Varia radar light. Wow, can't see a thing. Woohoo! Woohoo! Sorry, people. Wow! Can't see fuck all. And if I go any higher, dogs will hear me. Woo! I hope it's not like this to flash along nor later. Where's the Peak District gone? Peekaboo. I'm just checking on my average power up to now, 222. Wow, I'm happy with that. 222. We're clocking on gas. Come on. And this is me without coffee. Yeehaw! Should change my YouTube channel to The Excited Cyclist. I just love it. Love it. Normally I get out of the saddle there, but I pushed up that in eco, seated. I looked down at my second little bike computer, where I've got my power data, and I seen it go to about 630 watts seated. Right, I'm going to sit up, so my body acts as a bit of a sail to stop me getting too much speed. So I'm sitting up straight. So I'm like a parachute. I mean, I'm doing 30 miles an hour, but if I tucked in, this would be 36, 37. I'm going to tuck in slightly now. Straight away my speed goes up. Right, I'm scanning ahead. My average speed is 15 miles an hour. 20 miles in, I've got 36.7. How's that? That don't make any sense. It was a 60-mile ride. What's going on here? Have I paused it? No. I don't know. Who gives a toodaloo? In fact, I had to go a little bit further on the A555 because a section was closed. So I had to go out and come back. So, not a Scooby-Doo what this is doing. To be honest with you, if it ends up being 57 miles, but I know the distance because I planned it on commute. Right, hopefully I can keep my momentum and go up this. Oh crap, I'm in the big ring, but where am I in the gate rear cassette? Here we go. Buxton now. I've just put it up to sport. Wow, you can climb 7-8% no problem in sport. I don't know how much I'm putting out. 340 watts. So about if I put down a bit extra, shit, 600. 8%, 12 miles an hour. Don't burn all your matches now, kid. I've still got 3 energy gels and some more snacks in my bag. Shoot, what's going on?
did it a couple of times, and that was what broke the Addict. Yeah, it's almost like when it's just the link. It's just the link to like get it going at the same rate as possible. Yeah, it's like when you want them back to like first time where like a lose ball situation midfield. And we've got quite a big goal. And one thing that you notice as well, again, not on purpose, like we've won as good, but so it's like now and again, you noticed it against Everton where the final passes just weren't on. And there was moments in the first half as we scored, would it make sense for Kobe, Casemiro, Smith, in those moments when you're having Alexander Martinez? Do you almost ask Kobe to drop in a little bit deeper to pick it up so that he can spray those passes? Because you were struggling to be honest.
I remember this is a tiny, challenging climb. I've turned Ranger extender off. Ranger extender's got 20% charge. I'm keeping that as an emergency. I think I've got 30 odd miles to go. Big hills, but let me see. I've got 30 odd miles, 35 miles left, about 3,000 feet of climbing to go. But that's with a full internal battery, and if I need it on the way home, 20% internal range extender left. I did it again. Went up an 8%. Forgot to put my assistance level up. I don't know why. I keep thinking when I'm changing my gear before I hit the hill that I'm changing my power level as well. Like the bike somehow knows. Leon, that's called smart assist. But you're not using that. Stop tackling hills in eco. That's why I was out of breath. Because I've detuned eco to only give you about 70 watts. Now I'm in sport, and you just zoom. Temperatures are finally in double digits. It's 4 degrees when I set off at 7 this morning. Bus driver really didn't need to pull over there. He could have come out and said, I still would have had 6 foot plus. I'm not complaining. If I sound out of breath, it's because my camera's on my face. I mean, my heart rate's only 109. But with these being video glasses, the microphone's right near my nose and mouth. There's the cat and fiddle. Excuse me. I threw my tissue in the bin. I've got more in my bag. Always have some in your back pocket, especially if you've got hay fever and dust allergies like me. Right, I'll see you later. Impatient truck driver behind me. Can wait effing turn. Right, this should be quick. Quick! Wow! Like grease lightning, go, 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 go. Grease lightning, you're burning through the Peak District. Grease lightning, go, grease lightning. Oh, long north and down to Flash Village. Grease lightning, go, grease lightning. My so-called wax is cream. You grease lightning. I stayed there last year in one of them houses with the family. The Blue Lagoon's up on that ridge. At some point on this ride, I should have eaten Greg's. I need to pee. Too much info, I know. But you get caught up in the ride that much, you forget. So I remember, this is Harper Hill. Before you hit the descent to Longnaw, I remember clearly, I'm sure it's like near an industrial estate or something like that. There's a nasty climb. Then you have a beautiful descent. And you go through like this little village and you will see it soon. Then there's a horrible, horrible climb. We're talking turbo needed. It's not big. And all I remember is halfway up the climb, there's traffic lights on a lane. So you have to stop mid-climb and then go again. And that would be a perfect test for the update of this X20 motor to see how it copes with setting back off again, already halfway up a steep climb at low cadence. So that would be a nice little test. So I'd be bearing right soon. You've got a bit of a climb. It's a bit of a drag. And if you're trying to conserve battery and you're in the lower power levels, it's a leg sapper. So I'm going to go with level 2. So with this being a punchier motor than the X35 and lighter, I'm thinking the level 2 will get up at no issues. I'm trying to think of what climbs I've got today. I've got this one coming up. I've got that small steep one that I told you with the traffic lights on. From Long Knoll up to Flash Bar, which is a cafe. That's a long couple of mile climb. When I drop down to Love Lane and heading towards Orgreave, that's a steep climb. But after them, once I get to the top near Ridge Hill, it's a huge 5-6 mile downhill fast section all the way into Sutton Lane Ends, then to Macclesfield. If I've got time, I'll stop and get a sandwich. Believe it or not, with me being a 6-foot bloke, I actually get a kid's sandwich from Greg's. It's perfect for when you're on a bike, not too heavy, mixed with the energy gels in your system. It's not going to cause me any digestive issues. Here it is. Don't know if you can pick it up. So it's come up on Climb Pro, and the first section is orange. So we'll talk about 8%. So, click. Straight into level 2. Excuse me. I'm going to have to stop and get some tissues out. And I've took hay fever tablets. Here we go. Right, I'm going to take my time. 300 and odd watts for me. Let's go down a gear. There we go. Keep my cadence perfect. For some reason, my cadence isn't coming up on Climb Pro, even though the metric for it's there. That's weird. It's not coming up on here either. Right, sorting this out. So, what you do is, you go to sensors. For some reason, it's not found my bike. Right. So, which bike's this? Is it that one? Connect. So if it connects, here we go. So we'll get all the metrics now. I like to keep an eye on my cadence. I know what my sweet spot is, and I know what the bike prefers, the motor. So I like around 90. Here we go. So that pushed off from a standing start then really well. Right, it's still not showing me my cadence, so I'm going to pull over. This is wasting time, this. So if it found my bike, where's my cadence sensor? Speed sensor. Cadence. Connect. Right, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to turn you off. Right, people, fixed it. Turns out I was searching for the wrong speed sensor. I think I was searching for the one on my other bike. I've got 3 bikes and they've all got speed sensors. So I've got my cadence, I'm calling it at 96. 10 miles an hour, 380 watts by me. I might actually put it in turbo near the top of this. I remember this climb. You never forget leg sappers like this. Your legs don't forget them. Right, I'm at 100 RPM. I'm doing 10 miles an hour. This is 7%, and it's going to get steeper. Up to turbo. So I just stopped, and I'll tell you something, starting from a standing start in turbo, the motor engages instantly. Very, very, very impressed. Right, are you ready for a fast descent? Because I am. I remember this. We'll be going into that beautiful little village. It's only small, but memorable. Yee, blooming ha! Let's get that average speed back up over 15 after that climb. I've still got 86% of the internal battery and 20% of the range extender. So probably roughly 100%, the equivalent of 100% of the internal, with the range extender being smaller. I'd say 20% is more like 15% compared to the internal. So I've got roughly about 100%. I've got 31 miles to go. Smash it. Even with the steep Peak District hills. I can do 35 miles an hour. I don't know why I'm checking my shoulder, because I've got the Garmin Varia. It's just habit. A lot of standing gravel. What feels like a headwind. I think I bear right. Yeah, I remember this. We go through a bit of a small little gorge. It's like a mini cheddar gorge. Or mini Winnett's Pass. I'm gonna have to bring my brother here. Maybe he can use my other bike with the range extender. Yeah, here we go, mini cheddar gorge. Look at this, peeps. This is a baby bell gorge. Yeehaw! It's gluten free. Yeehaw! Woohoo! This is the Peak District. Oh, I love this. That was stunning. And what isn't stunning is the steep climb that's coming up. The one where if the light goes on red, you've got to stop mid-hill. So, before I just descended then, I took an energy gel, my second one of the day. I've still got 2 more. I've got 1 for every 15 miles of this 60-mile ride. How about that for calculations? Climb Pro's just come on and it's in red. Gladiator's ready. Come on, Wolf. Here we go. Right, out of the big ring to the small ring. Up to turbo. Oh crap, down. I've gone down. Here we go. Right, I'm putting out 400 watts. 10 miles an hour. What how steep's this? Not a Scooby-Dooby-Dooby. 12%. I'm still going 10 miles an hour. I'm putting 500 watts. 14%. 16%. See at the top. And a 15% climb. I want to see how this motor pushes off from a standing start. You ready? Perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. It engages instant. X35 would never do that. That was superb. I'm taking it easy. You'll see the traffic lights in a minute. If you're on a bike and you're putting out 400 watts up a climb, and then just before it peaks, the lights go on red. Can you imagine if you was trying to clip back in and push off? Look at this. It's at the worst possible point. I've knocked it down to sport because it's back below 10% incline. But it shoots up now, back into the red. So, back into turbo, knock it down the gear to keep my cadence around 100 and just spin up. In the summer, I'll be out of the saddle smashing up this. But I'm pacing myself today. Wow. Still going up at 10 miles an hour. To the big ring, I've got a semi-synchro, so it's just on the rear cassette. As it goes up to the big ring, it goes down a couple of Ks on the rear cassette so that you're not suddenly grinding. Absolutely love it. So this is another fast descent now down towards Longnaw before the big climb towards Flash Bar. Then turn left. You could turn right and go to Axe Edge Moor, back towards the Cat and Fiddle. But if you turn left, I'm heading towards Flash Village, the highest village in England. Right, I'm turning right here. Here we go. road cycling in the Peak District. As a middle-aged man, is there a better hobby you can take up for your physical and mental well-being? I mean, I'd be buzzing all weekend at work. Literally for the whole weekend. If I'm looking out of the window and thinking, who could be out cycling today? I'd just be thinking, it's okay, because yesterday that was me. First time I came here, I accidentally did a right, did a hill climb, realised I'd gone the wrong way. I had to come back on myself and do another hill climb. So I climbed up that. It's not as steep as this, though, is it? How does me and this bike, me out of the saddle, go up a climb like this? Ooh. Oh, I've got another gear to go. Sugar, I've got another gear. I love this 12-speed gear system. Right, so I had to pull over to make a phone call. I think this is about 6% what I'm on. I'm on level 2, but I just want to show you, since this Marla got give the update for extra torque and extra peak power of 275 watts, it's give extra power to every level. So this is level 2, pushing off from a standing start, right? So, just push, whoosh, straight up to 10 miles an hour. How about that? How about that? 6%. So this is the climb between Long Nor and Flash Bar. Beautiful road, just beautiful. I've already seen 3 cyclists come down towards me, and there's a 4th tucked in. They're probably thinking, how is he spinning up? Sat up straight, giving me a clap. Because I've got level 2 assist to complement my, what am I giving out? 330 watts, 350. %, still at 10 miles an hour. 9.5. I'm putting out 450. The motor loves a smooth, constant motion from your legs. I think it can then calculate its power more linearly, I can't say that word, compared to sudden surges if you're a stomper. So, if you can maintain your cadence, say I'm doing now 95, around 90 cadence, a couple of 100 watts on a flat, the power from the motor is smooth. Wow. Temperatures are rising. See what distance I am into the ride. Am I 33 miles in? Right, that gives me around 27 miles to go, and I told my partner I'd be home in about no later than 1:30. It's only 11:15, so it looks like my plan to grab a sandwich in Greg's in Macclesfield is still on. Especially considering once I get up to Flash Bar, we've got plenty of downhill, and I don't cruise on downhill sections. I carry on pushing through the pedals, 200 plus watts, even at 35 miles an hour descents. I know it sounds wasted energy, but for me, it clears all of the lactate from hill climbs. So if I'm doing 35 miles an hour, but I'm spinning my legs to keep that speed, by the time I hit the flats, all of the stiffness and lactate in my legs is completely gone. I feel loose and limber again. So try it. Right, I've got a reader message. I had to stop to reply to a family message, but again, from a standing start on a climb, not even in turbo, this motor engages instantly. It helps with that initial push off. Marla definitely tuned this motor now to give more punch from a standing start and lower cadences. I can feel it. And significantly, massively better than the X35. And I hate saying anything too negative about the X35, because that's what I've ridden since February 2023. Thousands and thousands of miles all over the northwest of England and Wales. So it makes me sound very ungrateful. I'm not. I love that bike. Love that bike. But this is in another league. I'm trying to think, when was the last time I ate? I had a small bar in Buxton, small flapjack. I had cornflakes this morning. I know I'm getting some lunch in Macclesfield, but that's a good 10 miles away at least. I'm not ready for another energy gel yet. So I'm thinking about dipping into my bag. I'm not hungry per se, but I want to keep my energy levels high. Oh my goodness, I've just seen, this is a kicker. So let's get some speed into this, some momentum. Stick it up to turbo. See if I can get up before the motor kicks in. Adjust gear, spin, a gear down, motor's kicked in. Keeps me going at 13, over the top, and done. So that little kick, just as I needed it, almost at the top of the climb, was brilliant. Because the vast majority of that climb was done with the momentum I'd already built up, the speed, 2, me pushing hard at 70 miles an hour at the beginning, and then the motor assisting my effort just near the top. That is exactly how this machine can enhance your own performance. There's no grinding, there's no stress on the knees. And another thing I would add to that, carrying the range extender means you can spin up climbs in higher assist levels compared to if you was just riding on the internal battery alone. Although the bike would be 1.1 kilos lighter without the range extender, but so, for a ride like today, 61 miles, 4,500 feet of climbing, you need both batteries. Otherwise you'd be going up some climbs in eco. And barely getting any assist considering you're riding a heavier bike compared to a 7 kilos race bike. This is 11.4 kilos without the range extender, 12.5 width. Up a steep climb, I would say eco, you would still be riding a bike that needs more of a push than a 7 kilogram non-electric. I'm not saying acoustic, I hate that word to describe a bike. Acoustic bike, no, it's just a bike. This is an electric bike. A non-electric is just a bike. For goodness sake. So, I'm on 65% internal battery. I've got this climb. I've got another one just after Love Lane. Near Orgreave, I've got a bit of a turbo one. And then after that, it's all downhill into Macclesfield. I'm hoping to get to Macclesfield with about 30–40% left internal, plus knowing I've got 20% left in the range extender. I mean, not only would it get me home no problem in eco, but it would also mean if I want to on the way home, I could stick it in sport, go up 20 miles an hour, go at 20 miles an hour on the flats, but every time you hit a tiny kicker where your speed drops down to below 15, it just helps you to maintain 15–16 miles an hour and then straight back up to 18–20 on the flats. My word. My word. It's a bit of a wall, isn't it? So, turbo. No, turbo. Turbo, please. Click, here we go. Bit of the old ziggy zag up that 15%. Fatigue's building in the legs now. So at the top, I'm gonna stop, quick snack, and then descend from Flash Bar to Love Lane. That's near the Roaches and Lud's Church. Oh my God, I thought it was at Flash Bar. Hill's not finished yet. So back over 300 watts for me. Whew. Heart rate's at 164 at 350 watts. But we're climbing this 9%, almost 12 miles an hour. Oh, just remembered. Am I finished yet? Yeah. Yes. I thought I had another climb to go. It's a completely different day compared to when I left my house. It's almost 12 degrees at 20 past 11. It's 4 degrees at 20 past 7 this morning. Hence the long sleeve jersey. I'm going to pull over. It's a little cafe, this. Flash bar. I'm taking prime position, no one's overtaking me here. So we're about to leave Flash Bar towards Flash Village, the highest village in England, or the UK, I'm not sure which one, probably England. And from there, it's a lovely downhill descent, all the way to Love Lane. That crosses the River Dane. Then we've got a bit of a hill climb past some farms. I know it well. Probably done it, this is probably my 4th time this way. But I think I've probably mentally replayed it in my head maybe 50 dozen times. That's a steep kicker. Nothing that level 2 can't boost me up. Mother ducker quack quack. Let's go. Let's get up this. I love these dry stone walls. Very Yorkshire-esque. Oh, it's the highest village in the whole of Britain. 1,518 feet high. I bet they're all great runners when they go down to the valleys, living at altitude. Very slight altitude. It was a bit of a joke, that. Still altitude though. Still 1,500 feet above sea level. You even get a very slightly more UV rays too. Crap, which way do I go? Why hasn't my maps told me which way to go there? I don't like that. Should have told me to go that way. Yeah, I didn't like that. Let me down there, bike. Garmin, not bike. I shouldn't come to a crossroads and you're not telling me which way to go. I'm definitely tracking my ride. Yep. So Grand Batch is down there somewhere. So The Roaches is over there, as is Lud's Church, which I've not yet been to. But I think those are definitely boxes that are going to get ticked this year for me and the family. Oh, I can see a massive hill climb in the distance. Guess who's going up that, people? You're coming up with me. Yeah! Woo! So I'm braking with an on-off action. That way, you don't drag your brakes, you don't build up heat. Every time you let go, it gives it a couple of seconds to cool down. Has anyone told me that? No, I'm just a clever boy. I work things out like that for myself. I had to, because my other bike had mechanical disc brakes. And I had to learn how to get the best modulation, how to get the best braking from it. So, you don't pull and hold and drag the brakes unless you have to. Also, if you go down in the drops and pull your lever from the bottom, you get more leverage for less pull, for less effort from your fingers. You need a lot more hand strength from the hoods. My average speed is over 15. We've got a huge, I don't know why I keep saying huge, a long, probably only gets to about 5% descent from Orgreave, I hope I got the pronunciation right, to Sutton Lane Ends, just on the outskirts of Macclesfield. That should range from my average speed closer to 15.5. And from there, I hope I've got enough energy in the legs after I eat to push the last 15 miles and hopefully get home close to 16 miles per hour average over 4,000 whatever feet hilly Peak District ride. That would smash anything my Ribble's ever done. Or should I say me and the Ribble. Because it's not just down to the bike and it's not just down to you. You work. You're working in synergy as one. When you ride a bike, a single bike long enough, it becomes a part of you. You can pick up on the nuances and the bit of information, the feedback that the bike's giving you. I can tell if I need to change gear, change my position on the bike. What the small stones and gravel are doing under the tyres. If I need to slow down. You're just listening for all that feedback. Here we go. Turn right. Coast is clear. That was nice then. Just as I pushed off to go downhill, I'm still in sport mode, level 2. Even though I was heading downhill, as I pushed off to accelerate, it gave me a whoosh. So we're round here somewhere is the entrance where you can drive towards the cafe. I might have just gone past it. Where you park up. It's here now. So this is where you would park up, go to the cafe, and if you wanted to go to Lud's Church and Flash and the Roaches. I've not been. Excuse me. I can see a car park in the distance, so that must be it. Right, so we're heading, look, this is Love Lane. Beautiful this, look at this, people. Look at this. The Strava segment here is called You Will Love This Lane. You all right? So there's the car park for the roaches there. And Lud's Church. So that's Love Lane. You alright? Yeah, the earbuds in. So I can put my radio on, but these video glasses, the Bleacut Ranger AI glasses, are open ear. 4 speakers, 5 microphones. That's why you pick up on all my waffling and heavy breathing up the climbs. I want to know now, what's my average power up to now in this ride? Is it over 200? Boom, 228, woohoo! We're not finished yet. Putting out 400 now. And I'm gonna stop for an energy gel. Here we go. Turbo. You could just spin at this. I mean, I'm still putting over 200 watts. It feels like nothing. I think because the bike gets you into the speeds where you can go to your favorite cadence, 200 watts isn't nothing. But to me, it feels like nothing. That's still my effort. That's coming from my own. That's coming from my power meter. But I'm doing 350 now because it's shooting up. It's quite a bit of fatigue in my legs now. 35 miles in, 3,500 feet climbed. 15.2 average speed. That's going to shoot up. That's going to shoot up when we're going towards Sutton Lane End. Do you know what I don't think I've ever done on this bike? Am I in now? I'm in the 34 climbing gear. It's so easy. Up at 12%. My goodness. Now I can see why they say 1-to-1 is the sweet spot for every revolution of the, I think I've got this right, my legs equals 1 revolution of the rear wheel. So that's why the ratio is 1.0. Knocked it to the 30 gear cog because it's only at 7%. I've still got 50% of the internal battery. And that 20% of the range extender from this morning. I probably won't even use that now. Less wear and tear on the range extender. I'll top up from 20% to 50-60 when I get home. Once it's come to room temperature. Although, it's probably warmer out here. Not with the wind chill, but there isn't any. The average wind in these hills today is about 4 miles an hour. It's a rarity. So I might be doing 34 miles an hour, but look at my legs. I'm claiming lactate. I'm not having to put much power out to maintain 34 miles an hour. I'm putting out about 180, but that fast spinning is brilliant to get rid of any stiffness in your legs. I did not need this wetness. It's not rained for the whole week. Didn't need that at all. It's all over my shins. It's even up my arms, because I hit it 30 odd miles an hour. Plus, just cleaned my bike. But luckily, Mr. Smarty Pants here thought just in case, in this Peak District, on Friday, I ceramic coat my bike, because it's just been washed. So I don't mess around with them little pots, dabbing a tiny bit on. I use Auto Glim Rapid Ceramic Spray, made for cars. Perfectly fine, works perfectly on these bikes. Doesn't last as long, but I don't wash my bikes. I only wash them like twice a year maybe. What I do, however, is have some bike specific cleaning wipes in a big pack, looks like baby wipes. So when I go home, I clean microfiber cloth, I wipe my frame down to knock any dust off, so I'm not scratching the paintwork with the wet wipes. And I quickly wipe the frame, jockey wheels, derailleurs, and then finally, because it's not particularly wet, it's just lightly damp, lightly grip the sides of the chain and just back pedal, then over the top of the rollers, spin it back pedal through, and all that does, it takes the surface dust off the chain and stops it working its way in. Where am I going? Left. I thought I was going right. Here we go. 47% internal battery. Still says I've got enough for 25 miles. So what this bike's doing is it's looking at my average, my distance, and the amount of assistance that I've used. So it's guesstimating my range. Oh, poo, I've got to get up that. There's nothing we can't do together, my girl. Come on. Yee! Bloody ha! Bloody, bloody. How about you go up the assistance level, Leon, and actually help yourself? Don't go up there, by the way, Nabs Road. Oh my God. Unless you want to throw up a lung. I went up that one. I was touring last year for my birthday. I had the range extender on the X35. The range extender's nearly 2 kilos, 1.75 on my scales. And I had a rucksack because I was going for a meal in Buxton and going to see a show. So I had a rucksack with clothes, toiletries, you know, your toothbrush, your deodorant, aftershave, blah, de blah, even a pair of trainers. So on the way back home, following this exact route, I went up that, pulled over because I heard rustling in the bush. It was a Peak District hare. And it just bounded up this hill. They're so quick. Oh, it's already gone. Beautiful animals. Huge compared to the rabbits near Manchester Airport. There's a pheasant. Just gone in that bush. In the Peak District, you see all sorts of birds that you never see near Manchester Airport where I live. It's not just about riding your bike. This is 14%. I'm in my 1-to-1 ratio. No, I've gone to the 30 cog. So 12%, 10. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. My legs are knackered. It's very early on this in my cycling season. Every hill, every climb, every mountain, under my belt means my body will make adaptations and it'll be slightly easier next time. Yeah, legs are cooked. We're getting closer to 4,000 feet. Wow. Yeah, we did it. I did it. Wow. Somehow, I know it sounds weird, somehow I think turbo and the X20 gives you more power but uses less juice in the X35. I think that could be because it can deliver power at lower cadence. Less watt hours, less battery wasted through heat losses. If I'm right, it's an extra point for this nerd. Because if a motor gets bogged down, it just creates heat. And the energy's got to go somewhere. Wasted. Plus, this is a lighter bike. It's that lightweight, believe me or not, even with my range extender that I'm carrying, it weighs less than my carbon fibre Ribble Endurance SLA without range extender. Just my bike, my Ribble is 12.8 kilograms. I thought that was lightweight. This is 12.5 with range extender. How about that for lightweight? 11.4 without. I tell you something, without, wow, does it go up hills. I mean, if this was a 40-mile ride today, I mean, since I left Buxton, I've done all them climbs just on the internal battery. But I would have got up them hills if only I had a friend to meet me in Buxton and I could go, right, range extender's done its job, hand it over, say, take it home for me, see you later. And then I could enjoy the rest of the ride. And then 11.4 weapon of mass tarmac destruction. Mom TD. Battery's just dropped to 34. But I know where I am. I know I've got about 5 miles to drop into Macclesfield, and then from Mac, after dropping into Mac, I can't even think of a significant hill on the way home. So I'll have roughly, I'm guessing, 30% plus 20% of me into range extender left, just in case. I reckon that 20% of the range extender could give me 10 miles on flats if I'm whizzing along and only dropping below 16 miles an hour occasionally. Traffic lights or a little bit of a hill. Excuse me. So we're going to have the big long section now. Beautiful spring lambs, beautiful long descent. Even with all them hills up to now, my average speed is still at 15.2. If I can get in Mac at 15.5, I've got a chance of getting that close to 16 miles an hour average by the time I get home. That over 60 odd miles, that I would be over the moon with. Woohoo! You big kid. I don't care. I'm not should have. How many people get to ride a £5,000 setup up in the hills on a Friday instead of being in work? Cutting through the air like butter, this bike now. So this is where my technique of carrying on spinning on the downhill sections really, really helps. Don't feel sorry for yourself if your legs are aching after a climb. And cruise down the hill. Pedal. Keep the blood flowing. Clear your lactate. Keeps your heart rate steady, primed, ready to pedal again on the flats. Just pedal. Don't go crazy, just pedal. I'm putting out 200 watts. We're doing 32 miles an hour. Just pedal. There's a section under trees where a couple of weeks ago coming this way, it was wet. In my mind now, I'm expecting a splash on the tyres and the frame. Average speed's gone up, 15.4. Down in the drops. I know it doesn't give you guys much to look at, but I get to cut through the air like a hot knife. 36 miles per hour. I predicted we'd get to Macclesfield with 15.5 average. Let's see if this cycling nerd's right. If I'm right, that would be nerdgasmic. And if you don't know what that means, don't ask. Here we go, brake, 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 brake. I am not going through that at 35 miles an hour. Not a chance. So much runoff in the fields here. I think the roads could be wet in a bloody heat wave in mid-July. So I know no one's coming behind me. I don't have to listen. I've got the Garmin Varia to tell me that there's no vehicles behind me, so I could pull out then into the middle of the road. It's one less thing to think about. And I can feel now that pain in my legs was filling up the last climb. Now I'm climbing again. The pain's gone. The stiffness gone. I feel fresh again. That was all from that fast spinning then. You're flushing it. You're flushing lactate. And you're keeping fresh oxygenated blood going to your muscles. How about that for a bit of nerd information? Call me the flying doctor, eh? We're already at 15.5 miles an hour average. Some more water. Yeah, bike's definitely going to need a wipe. I'm hungry now. So I should be 40 miles in, almost at 4,000 feet. The 7 AM cornflakes didn't last long. I probably burnt them in the first 10 miles. And it was a small bowl because it was the last of the box. To be honest with you, I didn't even feel like eating. I don't even eat breakfast. So sitting there eating cornflakes at 7 in the morning, to me was disgusting. Felt dirty. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna put. I'm sort of mentally priming myself when I leave Macclesfield. I always save my biggest power outputs for the home leg. I don't know if it's psychological or just my body is in the zone. But I think to get to the levels I want to push out on the way home, I need some food. It's only 8 minutes past 12, 40 miles in. 2 hours 40 on the bike. That's what getting your ass out of bed at 6:30 in the morning and setting off almost an hour later. Excuse me. Right, see you in a bit. I'm coming out of Macclesfield. It sent me away I'm not sure of. I think I've gone the wrong way, but I can see if I carry on, I'm going to meet exactly where I need to be. Just got a kid's sandwich and a free sausage roll at Greg's. I tell you what, don't knock it. Kid's sandwich is perfect amount mid-ride. And free sausage roll, I only ate the meat for the protein. I might be fueling mid-ride, but I'm not eating all that pastry and trying to digest it whilst pushing out. Speed at 17, 18 miles an hour on the way home. Fucking stupid twonk. Home leg. How many miles have I got to go? 13. Had me Greg's sausage roll minus the pastry. It was free. But anyone that's on O2, you get O2 priority. It was a freebie on Monday. Wasn't going to use it. I picked myself a kid's sandwich. Didn't eat the crust. It was just cheese and wholemeal bread. But I'm that fatigued after 40 odd miles in the hills. I thought I'm going to have that free sausage roll. I ate it through the pastry. But the warm, salty meat hit the spot. But I'm bursting for a wee. And for some reason, I'm struggling to put the power down because of it. It's a weird sensation. Am I heading towards Pressbury? Yeah. Why have I chose to come home this way? I think from Macclesfield, I must have clicked on a point of reference, maybe 6-7 miles out of Macclesfield, which I think was Hare Hill. And this must be the quickest way. Normally I go Broken Cross, Henbury, round some country lanes, and eventually intercept through Dark Lane, I think it's called. And eventually I get to Hare Hill, National Trust Place. But this must be the quickest route. Because I didn't choose the other points of reference, it took me the quickest way. No wonder I've only got 30 miles home. But my Silco wax chain's performing admirably today. Which way do I go? Straight down. Just remind me, people, to turn the camera off when I finally find a bush. It's not any trauma anybody wants. And yeah, I have done it once before. Realised on the way home, did I turn the camera off when I went for a pee? I had to edit it out. %25 of the internal battery. With that buffer I saved from this morning of 20% in the range extender. If I run out of the internal battery or get close to it, I turn the range extender on. But my aim is to keep a high speed on the way home, so I might not need it. But we'll see. I'm currently in sport because I want, every time I slow down below 16 miles an hour, I want the motor to help me stay at that speed. No less than 15 miles an hour on the way home. I'm hoping for 70 miles an hour average. I'm at 15.6 average in the whole ride. I want that to be close to 70, if I can. Sorry, close to 16. If not, even if it's 15.8 average, it's been a good day out. I've just noticed I'm into headwinds on the way home. Great. And it feels like the wind's picked up. It was very settled this morning. Road closed ahead, diversion. Well, bikes usually get through diversions, don't they, guys? So let's see. Oh, great. Not another climb pro climb. It's about the 8th of the day. My word, why do I do this? Why did I pick a point of reference 5 or 6 miles and then not see what the route was? I'll tell you why. Because I adjusted my route late at night to make it a bit further. Usually, I analyse every part of my route. That's a perfect P point. Right, people, I should be ready to zoom now, because finally I've managed to relieve myself. I was holding that wee in for such a long time. Strange, because psychologically now, I feel relaxed. Maybe the Peak District cyclists, I need to put 2 E's on peak. Oh, God. I make myself giggle. Oh, great. No wonder it's on Climb Pro. It's only in the yellow zone, guys. It's only 7-8%. but I am 45 miles in. And I think this is only my 8th ride of the year. I had a blast 3 nights ago. 20 odd miles, 17.2 miles per hour average. Carrying my boy up Mo Cop yesterday. But last night I went to run up the stairs and I could feel the fatigue in my legs. I thought, oh no, I'm on the bike to open the peaks. I'll be fine. I've got food in my tummy. I've got one more energy gel. I've got a bit of chocolate in my bag. I've got juice. I'm 11 miles to go. Hope I can do that in 45 minutes. I want to get home by 1:30. It's the time I suggested to my partner I should be arriving home. I want to be like, I want to arrive exactly when this wizard suggested. Do not want to eat any more extra protein, please, Mr. Fly. Excuse me. Guy must have been a dentist because he wanted to inspect my molars. Oh, another damp patch. Jeez Louise. My goodness. Right, let's go. See my average, 226. Nay bad. What's my peak? Have I got that on here? No, I've only got so many bits and bobs of information on the screen. I've got my cadence, my distance, my speed, my heart rate, my power. Power? Is that current power? 3-second power, yeah. I might change the current power to, because I've got my current power here, I might change that to max power, like the car magazine from the 90s. Ooh, internal batteries down to 19. Once on the Wilmslow, I can knock it down to eco for the rest of the ride. So even if the bike runs out, I've got 20% buffer in the range extender. That's if it's still at 20%. Because you know the cells, they settle after you turn it off. That might be 15 now, or 12. I'm gonna knock it down to eco anyway. I'd rather have eco for the whole journey than sport for half of it. And the last 5 miles when I'm at my most fatigued with nothing. I'm pushing a 12.5 kilo bike up a hill off my own steam, 50 miles in. So nearly 47 miles in, 4,136 feet. It's not bad, is it? I've also noticed you can't hear the motor in eco. I was hearing the whoosh earlier of sport when it kicked in. This is just like a tailwind. It feels more than a tailwind when you're fresh, but right now that's all it feels like to me. It's just counteracting the headwind I'm going into. No more. tell you what I'm gonna do. Usually I go right through them. I've got some sugar-free holes. Even though it's sugar-free, something about that sweetness gives you a boost. As well as helping you to breathe. Cherry menthol, sugar-free. Always carry them on the bike. Always. The amount of people that WhatsApp you when you're on your bike. I'm noticing I'm all right. Spinning at speed. As soon as it becomes any sort of drag, my legs are cooked. But on the flat, if I'm not going into a headwind, strangely, I can still push 18, 20 miles an hour out and feel nothing in my legs. As soon as it goes, well, I suppose that's moving from fast twitch to slow twitch fibres, so my slow twitch ones must be cooked from the hills, but my fast twitch muscles can still push at cadence, at speed. This is Alder the Edge. That's the National Trust car park. So I'm a member, so I think you just scan your app or card, I should say membership card, at the machine, you get free parking. You go up to the viewpoint. Right. 10 miles to go, and I've got myself that target of being home in 40 minutes. I can do that, even with my cut legs. As long as there's no traffic, not too many red lights. My average speed has dropped, but I'm about to descend, maybe up to 38, 40 miles an hour. I'm not going 40 today. .7 average over 40, just coming up to 48 miles in. Now we're moving. I'm glad I've got that 20% left in the range extender, because my bike's down to 13%. I don't think I've got a single hill of significance between now and home. A couple of little kickers. Here we go. Oh God. So bouncy. Have I got my PSI too high? It's not felt it up to now. I think I may. So I'm going to adjust that for the next ride. Take maybe 1 PSI out of each. Do it 60-62 instead of 61-63. If a single PSI would make any difference at all, maybe I'll try a little bit less. But I'm carrying the extra weight of the range extender, and I notice on even my other bikes, your bike makes more of a good oomph over rough ground. Because this would glide without. It's just like a car if you got a full load. or caravan or whatever, you put extra PSI in your tyres. Come on, God's sake. Indicate the last second. How am I supposed to know what they're doing? All I can see is the braking. Right, what do I do here? Right, rough patch of ground there, so what I did is I got out of the saddle and bent my knees so that I turned into a bit of a suspension and allowed the bike to not smack off him with my weight on the saddle. Eight miles home to home, 12% of the battery left. I just keep it in eco now. And if the battery gets closer within out, I've got that range extender. I might actually turn it on in a minute. Then I've got 30% to play with. And that will give me the perfect buffer. Here we go, my percentage should go up now. Charge. 19 internal. Nice, I only dropped 1%. My range has gone up to 12 miles. He still thinks I'm in the hills. Come on, between 12% and 19, I'm definitely getting more than 12 miles. I don't know if that range is going to adjust as I start blasting in eco and the miles tick away. This is where you waste, because the motor now has got to help me accelerate again. Nice ride. I hope it don't want me to turn the left here. No, I'm not going. Because you end up this patch where there's no tarmac and you have to get off and push. So the time wasted going that way, I'm going to go slightly further where I can maintain my speed. I know what I'm doing. The sound of that racing TT bike then, all I could do was whoosh, whoosh, whoosh of the wheel. Very strange sound. I knew something was coming, so I looked over my shoulder. Nice ride, dude. Nice whip. Yeah, so this might take me half an hour out, but allows me to stay at my 70 and 80 miles an hour average instead of getting off the bike. So I actually think, economically, this was the better of the choice. No slowing down, getting off the bike, carrying it, or walking it, jumping back on, where I can just keep pedalling away. I reckon if I was to race myself, it'd be a close call. But I'm also thinking about reducing battery use. So I'm not leaning on the battery here whatsoever. I will now, slightly. I'm in eco. if I could roll out now without stopping, that's less energy. Here we go. Don't have to stop. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Not from a complete stop anyway. So many roadworks everywhere today. That's got to be the early spring fix up from all of the wet winter we had, fixing all the roads. Because literally everywhere I've been for the last couple of rides, roadworks. But as long as that means that some of the roads are fixed, it's what we want, right? It's what we want. Right. Right, this is the last leg. The last, I don't know, 7 miles home. My average speed is 15.7. I'm not sure if I can get it to 16. I've got some serious fatigue in my legs right now. But I'm doing 17 miles an hour. Let's see what I can do. Music on. I'm 50 miles in. 51 miles in. So I can't overgas it anywhere. I'm going to try and use cadence and cardiovascular strength over muscle, over legs. Because my cardio system is my strength. That's why my heart rate's only at 119 now, but my legs are cooked. .8 miles to go. I'm heading towards Manchester Airport and the tunnel's on the backside. I've got Winslow behind me. I'm about to go past Lindo Common. Let's go left. Keep the pressure on the pedals. I cannot afford to put too much effort in, but what I can do is keep a high cadence. I can manage that. High cadence is nothing, absolutely nothing. But as soon as my cadence goes stiff, there's nothing. My thighs, my hamstrings, nothing. I'm cooked. I'm cooked, but I'm doing 18 miles an hour because I'm leaning on my cardiovascular. I've got 18% range extender battery, 12 internal. I'm only about 5 miles away from home. After the airport tunnels, it's a bit of a climb towards the Amazon, so I might put it in sport. I don't care about what battery I get home with. I pay for the battery and I'm going to use it. Because this boy has put in so much effort. I'll show you how much effort. I'm still putting out 300 watts, 225 watt average in the Peak District hills. 15.8 miles per hour average. 5 miles to go. $52.3 miles in. I see you on the fast descent off the Honeybee. That was quick. I should have pedalled really. Keep my legs loose. My legs have been on a barbecue and cooked to death. There's just nothing there. No, it's worse than nothing there. When it grinds, it's just pain. Actually, I'm all right, but I've had a bit of respite. I can still feel the fatigue. We're going to go through the airport tunnels now. Oh well, has my range extender run out? It's weird, got an error code. And I think it's because the range extender was low battery or something. Because I turned the range extender off, put the bike back on, all systems are go. As long as I keep a quick cadence and I'm not grinding, I can maintain 16, 17 miles an hour. Any slower, jelly-legged. Them slow twitch fibres are shaky Stevens. don't like the way the bike constantly flashes. Low battery on your bike. No shit. Battery's starting to flash now. I wonder if my range extender's got any power left. It set an error message. Last mile and a half. I'm still pushing some watts out. I'm gonna need some rest for it after this ride. And guess what I've got after this ride? 2 12-hour shifts in hospital. On my feet all day. %2 hill, 21 miles an hour. Is that because I know I'm nearly home? Is it psychological? My word, the amount of fatigue is sickening. I get home now. I had that kid sandwich and the sausage roll. I don't know if I should eat, drink, cry, sleep, laugh. So I know what I'm going to do as an Englishman. Put the kettle on, have a cup of tea. It's unusual. Never been stopped this far back. What time were we on? It's not even 1:30. I hope there's not been an accident. There was a bad crash here last week. They shut the lane. To the big ring. Makes me sick going this way. This is why I was knocked off my bike by a car. Right at the junction on my left now. This is the first time I've cycled past. And look at this goon. Which way are you going? Fucking head in the phone. Watch the road, not Facebook. That's me done.